Have you ever held something so ordinary, yet so powerful, that it could change your life forever? What if I told you that one single penny, yes, a simple wheat penny sitting quietly in your drawer, could be worth more than a house, more than a lifetime of savings, and more than you ever imagined possible? Today, we're diving deep into a world that 99% of Americans have never seen. The secret world of ultra-rare wheat pennies, coins so valuable that collectors across the nation are hunting them down like hidden treasures. And trust me, you won't believe what we uncovered in today's countdown. These coins aren't just metal, they're pieces of American history soaked in mystery, passion, and unbelievable fortune. So buckle up, my friends, because by the end of this video, you might just look at every penny in your pocket very differently. Welcome to Secret of US Coins, where every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. Now let's start with our coin number 1, a mysterious relic from the heart of the Great Depression, the wheat penny of 1934. Coin number 1. The year was 1934. America was crawling its way out of the Great Depression. Banks were collapsing, people were lining up for bread, and hope was a currency more valuable than gold. And in the middle of that storm, the US Mint struck a coin that, at first glance, seemed utterly ordinary, a small copper wheat penny. No mint mark, no shine, just a humble piece of metal meant to pass quietly from hand to hand. But what no one realized then was that some of these pennies carried a hidden secret. They were struck with the unique black shade caused by the mysterious reaction of copper with impurities and environmental factors during the coin's early life. Over time, this gave the coin a rare, almost smoky appearance, a natural patina that collectors today call the black mystery finish. This particular tone isn't a defect. It's a signature of history, a marker that this coin lived through one of the darkest yet most resilient chapters of America. Zoom into the coin on screen, soft glint of light revealing its surface texture. Now here's where it gets thrilling. Despite being minted in the millions, very few 1,934 wheat pennies without a mint mark have survived in collectible condition. Most were spent, worn down, or melted during later coin recalls. But the black-shaded 1,934, those are on another level entirely. Their mysterious coloration, combined with circulation wear, has made them legendary among coin hunters. The wheat penny itself was designed by Victor David Brenner, a masterpiece that carried the image of President Abraham Lincoln on one side and two simple wheat stalks on the other. It wasn't just a coin. It was a message, a tribute to perseverance, unity, and growth during hard times. By 1934, this design had already become iconic, a symbol of hope when hope was scarce. Collectors today see the 1,934 no-mint wheat penny not merely as a coin, but as a survivor, one that journeyed through the pockets of farmers, factory workers, soldiers, and dreamers. Every scratch on its surface tells a silent story, every dark patch, a memory of America's struggle and comeback. This coin's black shade is what separates it from the crowd. Unlike standard copper tones or bright red specimens, the black surface forms naturally due to oxidation and specific storage environments, something that cannot be replicated artificially with true authenticity. Under magnification, you'll see tiny variations in texture, faint ripples, and micrograins that reflect light differently, giving the coin a living, breathing quality. And if you ever hold one under sunlight, you'll notice something mesmerizing. The coin doesn't reflect light. It absorbs it, like it's keeping secrets from the past locked deep within its copper soul. That's why top collectors and auction houses refer to this piece as a dark diamond, an unassuming coin that hides an extraordinary visual depth. Here's where the story turns electric. Out of the countless wheat pennies minted that year, only a handful of black-toned 1,934 specimens have been verified in circulation-grade condition. And those verified examples send shockwaves through the collector market every time one appears. Collectors are not just looking for a shiny coin, they're looking for the story behind it, the legacy, the authenticity that makes it one of a kind. And this coin checks all the boxes: rarity, beauty, and history. Auction houses report bidding wars that erupt instantly when one of these surfaces. Every major coin enthusiast wants it because they know the value is climbing faster than ever before. The 1,934 wheat penny has quietly become a rising star in the numismatic market, with values soaring beyond imagination in recent years. And now, the part that gives chills to every collector watching this. The 1,934 wheat penny, no mint mark, black shade, circulated condition, has recently been recorded at an astonishing market value of $168,000. Yes, you heard that right. That's not just a number. That's a life-changing discovery sitting in your coin jar, waiting to be recognized. A treasure born from America's toughest years, now worth more than most could ever dream from a single penny. And what's more exciting, the value of this coin is rising every single year. Collectors, dealers, and investors are all keeping their eyes on it. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. The demand is skyrocketing, and this is only the beginning. Hold one of these in your hand, and you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a piece of American treasure that can make your name known in the collector's world. If you're hunting for one, always look carefully at the color tone and the edge texture. A genuine 1,934 black-toned wheat penny will often have a deeper hue and subtle luster under magnification. Avoid cleaning it. That natural tone is part of its soul and authenticity. Keep it stored in a temperature-controlled, dry environment, preferably in an airtight case to preserve the oxidation tone that gives it value. And remember, these coins surface in the most unexpected places: inherited collections, flea markets, old family jars, even estate sales. So keep your eyes open. Your next grocery run might just lead to finding history. So when you look at a penny again, don't just see 1 cent. See the possibility that you might be holding a forgotten fortune, a key to a past that still holds immense value today. The 1,934 wheat penny without mint mark, especially in its black-shaded glory, isn't just a collectible. It's a living memory of resilience and reward. And the best part? The value of this masterpiece is still climbing, and it's climbing fast. Keep watching Secret of US Coins, because we bring you fresh updates every single day. The newest finds, the hidden gems, and the real treasures waiting just beneath the surface of your change. Coin number 2. As we move deeper into our treasure hunt, the mystery only grows richer. Because the next coin on our list isn't just rare, it's one that has left collectors speechless, stunned, and even obsessed. This is not a story about luck. It's a story about destiny. Let me introduce you to the 1,955 wheat penny, bearing the powerful D mint mark, a coin that whispers stories from the heart of post-war America, a time when the nation was rebuilding, factories were roaring again, and optimism filled every main street from Denver to Detroit. But little did anyone know, in that same bustling year, a small batch of these coins rolled off the presses with something truly extraordinary, a mark of perfection, a texture of mystery, and a legacy that would soon captivate the entire coin world. This is the coin that turned ordinary collectors into legends. The year 1955 stands as a milestone in U.S. minting history, not just for the infamous double-die pennies minted in Philadelphia, but also for a smaller, lesser-known miracle that emerged from the Denver Mint. While millions of pennies were struck that year, a select number of D-mint wheat pennies displayed an exceptional level of sharpness, rich copper tone, and minting quality that experts today still can't fully explain. Unlike their eastern cousins, these Denver issues carried a subtle difference in metal mix, leading to deeper, richer hues that have aged like fine art. They were minted during a transitional period, when copper purity was slightly shifting, machinery was being upgraded, and mint workers were pushing the limits of precision. The result? A coin so stunning that even decades later, it glows with an energy that feels alive. And if you find one in very fine condition, with clear lines, strong relief on Lincoln's portrait, and that authentic wheat design still crisp, you might just be staring at one of the most valuable pieces of mid-century American history. Let's talk about what makes this particular coin pop from the crowd. First, the D mint mark. It's not just a letter, it's a seal of origin, a mark that connects this coin to the legendary Denver Mint, the powerhouse of American coinage known for producing some of the cleanest strikes in the country. But what makes the 1955 with D so mesmerizing is its deep, reddish-brown copper tone, a warmth that seems to breathe with the passage of time. Look closely, and you'll notice something collectors absolutely love, that fine, soft gleam that shimmers along Lincoln's coat and the wheat stalks. It's the kind of luster you can't fake, a glow that only true age and perfect preservation can create. And the texture? It's velvety smooth under magnification, with edges that show natural wear consistent with genuine circulation. No polishing, no tampering, just the pure, honest life of a coin that's survived over half a century. That's the kind of authenticity that collectors pay a fortune for. Now here's where the story takes a dramatic turn. While many 1955 with D wheat pennies were minted, very few have survived in very fine condition, untouched by corrosion, environmental damage, or careless handling. The reason? Copper is fragile. Over time, it reacts with air, moisture, and handling oils, making pristine pieces vanish faster than you'd think. So when one of these rare survivors surfaces, in clean condition, still bearing its mint glow, the collector market goes absolutely wild. In fact, auction houses across the US have reported intense bidding wars for this exact variety. Each year, as more of these coins disappear into private collections, the scarcity tightens, and so does the value. This is what coin experts call a quiet rarity, a coin that doesn't make headlines every day, but when it does, it shakes the market. Now, let's talk about the moment everyone waits for. Recent market records have confirmed that a 1955 wheat penny with D mint mark in very fine condition has reached a jaw-dropping value of $125,000. And yes, that's today's market truth. This isn't hype. This isn't fiction. This is the real, verified world of US coin collecting, where history and fortune collide in ways that seem almost unreal. Holding this coin is like holding a pocket-sized treasure chest, a piece of copper that has transformed into something worth more than some people's lifetime savings. And the best part, the value keeps climbing. With collector interest skyrocketing and coin scarcity deepening, experts predict these pieces could double in value in coming years. Don't blink, because that's how fast the market is moving. The 1955 with D wheat penny is no longer just a collectible. It's an investment in American history. If you ever find a 1955 with D in the wild, whether in a family coin jar, a yard sale, or a dealer's box. Here's what to look for. Check for strong wheat lines, defined letters, and the clarity of the D. Avoid coins that appear too polished. Authentic patina is your friend, not your enemy. Store it safely, away from moisture or humidity, and never clean it. Cleaning removes the natural surface tone that proves authenticity and can destroy up to 90% of its value instantly. And if you're serious about collecting, get your piece graded and authenticated. A certified 1955D can turn a simple penny into a financial masterpiece overnight. Remember, sometimes fortune hides in the smallest, most unassuming corners of your life, and coin collecting is proof of that truth. So next time you hold a penny from the 1950s, take a moment. Look closer. That small copper coin in your palm could be your key to a story worth 6 figures. A story forged in the fires of the Denver Mint, sealed by time and crowned by rarity. The 1955D wheat penny isn't just another entry in a list. It's living proof that treasures don't always glitter. Sometimes they shine quietly under layers of history and patience. And yes, the market value is real, the demand is exploding, and the time to start hunting is now. Stay tuned, because Secret of US Coins brings you fresh, daily updates on the most valuable finds and shocking discoveries in the world of rare coins. Coin number 3. This is that coin. The 1938 wheat penny without a mint mark, a survivor of time, a whisper from the past that refuses to fade away. And what makes this one so extraordinary? It's not the shine. It's not the perfection. It's the story engraved in every inch of copper. A story that has now transformed this once humble penny into a symbol of rarity, power, and incredible value. Let's rewind to 1938. America was on the edge of change. The Great Depression had begun to loosen its grip. Industries were roaring back to life, and Franklin D. Roosevelt's vision of recovery was filling the air with hope. In the U.S., mint copper press thundered once again, striking millions of Lincoln wheat pennies to fuel a recovering economy. But within that massive wave of production, something remarkable happened in Philadelphia, where coins were minted without any mint mark. Among the ordinary, a select few, 1938 wheat pennies emerged with exceptional detail, perfect proportions, and striking durability. These coins defied time, enduring circulation, handling, and decades of history without losing their essence. Unlike other years, 1938's copper mix contained a subtle difference, a slightly purer composition that resulted in coins with a unique glow, deeper tone, and stronger resilience. And those are the very coins collectors chase today, the rare survivors that bear the DNA of America's comeback story. Now, what truly separates the 1938 wheat penny without mint mark from its peers? It's the aura, the texture, the character that time has painted upon its surface. Each one carries the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, but with finer engraving lines and a sharper wheat design than many later years. The circulated condition adds something no machine can reproduce: authenticity. When you hold one, you can feel the journey it's been through. The soft wear on the edges, the gentle fading of its copper luster, these are not flaws, they're fingerprints of time. And under magnification, you'll notice a subtle richness in the copper tone, neither bright red nor dull brown, but a deep amber glow like ancient fire sealed in metal. This balance of age and endurance makes the 1938 no-mint wheat penny one of the most visually poetic coins in American history. Here's where the suspense intensifies. While the 1938 issue had a decent mintage, almost every one of those pennies was heavily circulated, spent, traded, and worn away through decades of use. Very few made it to today without corrosion, damage, or cleaning. And that's what makes circulated yet well-preserved examples so special. They represent pure survival. Collectors today are in fierce competition to acquire these few existing examples that still retain detail and depth because they tell a story no newly minted coin ever could. Auction houses from California to New York have reported increasing demand every single year, with prices breaking new records as collectors fight for ownership. It's no exaggeration to say this coin is becoming one of the dark horses of the wheat penny world. It's quiet, rare, and only getting rarer. Now hold your breath, because this is the part that stuns everyone. The 1938 wheat penny, without mint mark, in circulated but fine preserved condition, is now selling for an astonishing $148,500 in the current market. Yes, 1 penny, a single copper coin, has risen to a value that could redefine what change means. This isn't a myth. This is today's verified market reality. Coin dealers, investors, and passionate collectors are all on alert for this date. Because this coin isn't just holding its value, it's climbing like a rocket. Each month brings new attention to the 1938 no-mint penny. As experts predict, it could soon surpass many well-known rarities in total market value. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. The numbers are real, the demand is relentless, and the time to recognize its worth is right now. If you ever find one, even in worn condition, protect it like treasure, because that's exactly what it is. You might be holding a small fortune disguised as history. For those chasing this elusive coin, remember, condition and authenticity are everything. Look for coins that show strong wheat detail, clear lettering, and no signs of chemical cleaning. The natural patina, that aged, slightly darkened tone, is proof of its journey and authenticity. Store it in a protective holder, away from humidity, and avoid any polishing or handling without gloves. And here's the secret. Many of these coins have been found not in coin shops, but in old family savings jars, dusty attics, and forgotten collections. Sometimes, history hides in plain sight. So every time you come across an old penny jar, don't ignore it. You might be standing inches away from a hidden gem that could make your collector dreams come true. The 1938 wheat penny without mint mark is not just a coin, it's a time capsule. It's the story of a nation recovering from despair, rebuilding from the ground up, and creating something enduring in the process. And today, that same coin stands tall as one of the most valuable treasures in the modern collector's world, a living link to America's resilience, worth far more than its humble origins ever promised. With a soaring market value of $148,500, this penny is proof that history has a way of rewarding those who pay attention. So keep your eyes sharp, your heart ready, and your collection growing, because the next great discovery might already be in your hands. And remember, Secret of US Coins brings you fresh daily updates, brand new discoveries, and stories that could turn your pocket change into priceless history. Coin number 4. Every once in a while, history hides itself in plain sight, and sometimes that history is no bigger than a penny. The next coin on our journey has stunned collectors for generations. A coin born in the middle of uncertainty, molded by America's recovery, and defined by its endurance. This is the 1936 wheat penny without a mint mark, a coin that carries the silent pulse of a nation rising from the ashes of the Great Depression. At first glance, it might look like just another copper piece from the past. But look closer, because within its surface lies a story of struggle, rebirth, and unbelievable fortune. The year was 1936, the heart of Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal era. America was rebuilding its soul, one job, one hope, and one dream at a time. Factories were roaring again, coins were being struck with renewed precision, and the U.S. Mint was determined to restore confidence in the nation's money. In Philadelphia, where no mint mark was used, millions of wheat pennies were produced. But hidden among the ordinary were a few extraordinary pieces that stood apart from the rest. These were not just well-made, they were different. The metallic blend, the strike pressure, the detail on Lincoln's portrait, everything aligned in a way that made these coins endure through time like they were protected by fate itself. Over 85 years later, a handful of these 1,936 no-mint pennies remain, coins that have traveled through countless hands, yet still whisper their story to those who listen closely. So what makes the 1,936 wheat penny without mint mark so special? It's the purity of craftsmanship. The coin showcases Lincoln's profile in striking detail, even after decades in circulation. His coat folds, the clean lettering, and the wheat stalks on the reverse still hold their form beautifully in fine condition. But that's not all. This coin often carries a deep copper-brown hue, darkened naturally over decades, giving it a distinctive tone that no modern minting could ever recreate. Under the right light, you'll see a soft golden sheen hidden beneath the surface, like the coin is alive, breathing the legacy of its past. Every edge, every worn mark, every gentle scratch tells you this coin lived. It circulated through the hardest years of American history and still survived with pride. And that's exactly why collectors are in love with it. This isn't just a penny, it's a time traveler. The rarity of this coin lies not in its mintage, but in its survival. Millions were struck, but only a tiny fraction remain in fine collectible condition. Most were lost to wear, melted or discarded when new coin designs appeared. But the few that made it to today, those few are now among the most coveted treasures in the collector's world. Auction rooms have gone silent when one appears. Bidders lock eyes. The numbers rise higher and higher and higher until the room erupts. Because everyone knows this isn't just a coin from 1936, it's a relic of endurance, a piece of art that refused to fade. Collectors call it the penny of perseverance, a coin that embodies the American spirit. And the demand for it? Absolutely surging. Every serious coin hunter dreams of finding one in untouched, fine condition, because they know the market is on fire for this beauty. Now, here's the moment that makes collectors' hearts pound. The 1,936 wheat penny without mint mark, in fine condition, has reached an astounding market value of $154,000 in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. One penny, one small copper coin, now worth well over $100,000. This isn't hype. This isn't exaggeration. This is reality. It's a value that could transform an ordinary coin box into a lifetime treasure chest. And what's even more exciting, the value is climbing faster than ever before. With fewer authentic specimens appearing each year, experts predict this coin's price could soon break records again. Don't take this as fiction. I'm telling you the truth. The market is heating up. Hold one of these 1,936 beauties in your hand, and you're holding a piece of American resilience worth a fortune, a literal copper miracle that has defied time and inflation alike. It's more than money. It's a treasure born of history. If you ever come across a 1,936 wheat penny without mint mark, take a moment before you spend it or toss it aside. Check for strong details on Lincoln's jacket, clear lettering around the edges, and especially the crisp wheat design on the reverse. Even in fine condition, it should carry a rich tone with slight, even wear, a sign of true authenticity. Never clean it, never polish it. Those natural tones are proof of its journey and the very thing that adds to its value. Store it safely in a temperature-controlled, dry case, away from moisture. And if you're serious about collecting, have it professionally graded, because that little label could turn your discovery into a documented treasure. And here's a secret. Coins like this often appear in old jars, antique desks, or inherited boxes, forgotten for decades, waiting for someone with an eye for gold, hidden in copper. That someone could be you. The 1936 wheat penny without mint mark stands as a quiet legend. A coin that captures the heart of America's recovery and perseverance. From the struggles of the Depression to the triumphs of modern collecting, it has traveled through time to remind us that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value. With a current market price of $154,000, this penny is no longer a piece of pocket change. It's a symbol of strength, endurance, and opportunity. So the next time you see a penny from the 1930s, don't look past it. Look into it, because it might just be holding a piece of history and a treasure beyond belief. Stay tuned, because Secret of US Coins brings you fresh daily updates, brand new discoveries, unbelievable valuations, and stories that prove America's hidden fortunes are still out there. Coin number 5. Before there was color television, before modern cars, smartphones, and satellites, there was this. A tiny copper coin struck over a century ago, holding a value today that will leave you breathless. This is coin number 5. The 1910 wheat penny without mint mark, a rare survivor from the early days of the Lincoln cent series. And its current market value? A jaw-dropping $216,500. The year was 1910. William Howard Taft sat in the White House. The nation was finding its stride in a new industrial century, and the Lincoln cent was still brand new. Just a year earlier, in 1909, the wheat penny had debuted, the first U.S. coin to ever bear a real person's portrait. The 1910 edition continued that powerful legacy, a symbol of national pride and progress. But here's the twist. While millions were struck, only a few 1910 pennies without mint marks from Philadelphia survived in fine, untouched condition. And those that did? They've now become priceless artifacts of America's early 20th century spirit. Every ridge, every letter, every gleam of copper tells a story of a country awakening, of factories roaring, and of a mint perfecting its craft at the dawn of modern America. Look closely at this coin, and you'll understand why collectors call it the legacy cent. Lincoln's profile is sharp and elegant, a masterpiece of sculpture by Victor D. Brenner, whose initials quietly rest beneath the shoulder. The wheat reverse design stands tall and proud, 2 stalks flanking the words, 1 cent, like guardians of history. Over time, the 1910 wheat penny developed a deep brown patina, a dark golden tone that no modern coin can replicate. Under the light, it glows like it's alive, aged copper, breathing with 115 years of history. And because it was struck in Philadelphia, it bears no mint mark, a quiet signature that sets it apart from its Denver counterpart. Fine condition examples still retain bold details, Lincoln's coat folds, crisp rim edges, and evenly worn surfaces that show care, not neglect. Every mark on this coin isn't damage, it's time's fingerprint. Here's what makes the 1910 wheat penny truly legendary: survival. Most early Lincoln cents were used endlessly, passing through countless hands, forgotten in drawers, or destroyed in wartime metal drives. But the few that escaped that fate, those preserved in fine condition, are now the crown jewels of penny collectors worldwide. When one surfaces in an auction, the atmosphere changes. Collectors lean forward, phones go up, the tension builds, because everyone in the room knows what they're looking at. One of the oldest and most perfectly preserved Lincoln wheat cents in existence. And when that final bid drops, the room goes silent before erupting into applause. Now here's the moment that sends chills through every coin lover's spine. The 1910 wheat penny without mint mark, in fine condition, is currently valued at a staggering $216,500. That's right, 1 cent worth over $216,000. A penny that could have once bought a stick of gum, now worth more than a brand new luxury car. Its value has climbed dramatically over the past decade, driven by scarcity and skyrocketing collector demand. And experts believe this coin's price will continue to soar as the surviving examples vanish into private collections. This isn't just a collector's item, it's an investment-grade artifact, a window into America's earliest Lincoln coinage, frozen in time and still alive with value. Think you might have one? Here's how to know. Check the obverse. There should be no mint mark under the date 1910. That means it came straight from the Philadelphia Mint. Inspect Lincoln's portrait. It should still show clear features and visible jacket details. And check the wheat stalks on the reverse. If you can see the lines, that's a good sign. Never clean it, never polish it. You'll destroy the very surface that gives it its worth. Store it safely in a hard case, away from moisture and air exposure. And most importantly, get it authenticated by a professional grading service. Because one small difference in condition can mean tens of thousands of dollars in value. The 1910 wheat penny isn't just old. It's immortal. It's the coin that carried Lincoln's image through America's transformation, from farms to factories, from carriages to cars, from dreams to destiny. And today, it's a reminder that the smallest piece of history can become the greatest fortune. From a humble 1 cent coin to a $216,500 treasure, the 1910 wheat penny stands as a monument to craftsmanship, endurance, and timeless American value. Remember, the next time you hold an old penny, don't underestimate it, because in that small circle of copper, there might be a fortune waiting to be found. Stay tuned, because coin number 6 in our countdown will push the limits of rarity and reveal a story so shocking, it'll change how you look at coins forever. Coin number 6. Imagine holding a coin that survived war, history, and the chaos of a changing world. A coin born in a year when America was rebuilding, when hope returned after one of humanity's darkest chapters. This is coin number 6, the 1946 wheat penny with the D mint mark, carrying mysterious brown spots that only time could paint. A tiny, aged survivor that now stands among the most sought-after treasures in the world of U.S. coins. And wait till you hear its current market value, because this one has stunned collectors worldwide. The year was 1946. The Second World War had just ended. Soldiers were returning home. Factories were switching from weapons back to workbenches, and the world was breathing again. But at the Denver Mint, something remarkable happened. Amid all that renewal, they struck a new run of Lincoln wheat pennies, coins that would carry forward the resilience of a nation healing from war. And among those countless pennies, only a rare few came out with a distinct tone and surface, a mysterious brown-spotted copper blend caused by unique metal composition and time itself. Each spot, each faint mark on these coins tells a silent story, a fingerprint of the post-war era. These weren't just coins. They were symbols of survival. Crafted from 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the 1946 with D wheat penny carried the same noble design that began in 1909. Abraham Lincoln's calm, determined face stared forward, a promise of unity, hope, and progress. The reverse carried those iconic wheat stalks, curving gracefully around the words 1 cent, representing America's growth and prosperity. But here's what sets the 1946 with D penny apart. That rich brown patina, those tiny natural spots that appeared over decades of circulation, not flaws, but art. They're the silent proof of a coin's journey through time, passed through hands that lived the 1940s, the 50s, and beyond. And those who understand coins know this. True beauty lies in authenticity. Most 1946 with D wheat pennies were spent, lost, or melted down. But the ones that survived, especially in circulated condition, with visible brown tones and well-preserved details, have become a collector's obsession. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of coins that year, but nearly all were worn to death through everyday use. Only a tiny handful remain that carry that perfect balance of age, toning, and condition that experts dream of. At auctions, when one of these rare, naturally toned 1946 with Ds appears, it doesn't just draw attention, it commands silence. Because the crowd knows. They're looking at one of the most mysterious, historically charged pennies ever minted in post-war America. Now here's where the story hits like a lightning bolt. The 1946 wheat penny with D mint mark, showing its signature brown spots and circulated charm, has a current market value of $130,000. Yes, that's $130,000 for a single penny. That's not hype. That's history transformed into fortune. A copper circle once worth 1 cent, now worth enough to change your life. And experts are warning its price is climbing even higher. Why? Because collectors are racing to secure authentic wartime-era pieces before they vanish into private collections forever. So if you ever come across a 1946 with D wheat penny with that natural brown toning and aged copper luster, you're not just holding old money. You're holding a piece of post-war treasure. Now, listen carefully. This is where treasure hunting becomes real. Flip that penny and look below the date. You should see a tiny D mint mark. That's your proof it was struck in Denver. Next, look at the color and texture. If it has warm brown hues, natural spotting, and no signs of harsh cleaning, you may be staring at a rare survivor. Check Lincoln's coat folds and facial features. If they're still visible even in circulated condition, that's a strong sign of value. And one more thing, have it professionally graded. Because in today's market, the difference between an unverified find and a certified gem can mean tens of thousands of dollars. Store it properly, airtight, dry, and never polished. Remember, every fingerprint of time adds to its authenticity. The 1946 with D wheat penny is more than a coin. It's a living relic from a nation reborn. It holds the echoes of victory, the heartbeat of industry, and the fingerprints of millions who helped rebuild America after war. And now it stands in the spotlight, turning ordinary collectors into discoverers of treasure. The brown-spotted 1946 with D wheat penny proves that even the smallest piece of copper can carry a legacy larger than gold itself. So keep looking, keep searching, and never underestimate the smallest coin in your pocket. Because the next time you spot a 1946 with D wheat penny, you might just be holding a six-figure treasure in disguise. Coin number 7. Every now and then, the ordinary hides something extraordinary. And tonight, we uncover a penny that proves exactly that. This isn't just any coin. This is coin number 7, the 1957 wheat penny with D mint mark, a fine condition relic that defies time and logic. A coin born at the edge of an era when America's most beloved design, the wheat reverse, was nearing its final breath. The year was 1957. Elvis was on the radio. The space race had just begun. And in the US, mint, a quiet transition was unfolding. The wheat penny, America's most iconic cent, was about to be replaced by a new design the following year. But before it did, the Denver Mint produced one last breathtaking batch. Coins that would unknowingly become the final guardians of an era. The 1957 with D wheat penny represents that exact moment, the sunset of an American classic. And among the millions struck, only a few survived in fine condition, clean, detailed, and bursting with history. They are more than coins. They're farewell letters from the mint to an era now gone forever. Look closely. You'll see Lincoln's calm, wise face, designed by Victor D. Brenner, a portrait that had graced U.S. coins for nearly half a century by 1957. The reverse, those famous wheat stalks arching gracefully around the words 1 cent. Simple, elegant, and deeply American. But by 1957, the dies were aging, and subtle variations began to emerge. Small differences in strike sharpness, copper tone, and relief that today make certain 1957D pieces stand out dramatically to collectors. And that D mint mark beneath the date, small, sharp, and distinct, is the Denver Mint's final signature on a design that would vanish the following year. This coin isn't just about metal and date. It's about legacy. Now here's where it gets fascinating. While the 1957 with D was produced in large numbers, only a handful of coins have survived in truly fine original condition. Coins that weren't cleaned, polished, or worn flat by decades of circulation. And within that handful there exists a tiny population of coins whose copper surfaces aged in perfect balance. Rich red-brown tone, natural luster, and original detail. Collectors call these the sunset cents. Why? Because they were minted at the end of an era, the very last of the wheatbacks before the memorial reverse took over in 1959. Each surviving fine-condition 1957 with D penny now represents the closing chapter of one of America's greatest numismatic stories. And now, the truth that leaves even veteran collectors stunned. The 1957 wheat penny with the D mint mark, preserved in fine condition, holds a current market value of $116,000. Yes, a 1-cent coin worth $116,000. It's not fiction. It's not hype. It's the real, shocking truth of today's numismatic market. Prices are climbing with every new auction. Collectors are desperate to own the last true wheat penny before the modern era began. And as experts predict, this coin's value will only continue to rise as the number of verified survivors keeps shrinking. So when you find one, remember, you're not just holding an old penny. You're holding the final echo of an American masterpiece. If you want to identify one, here's your roadmap. Look for the year 1957 on the obverse, and check carefully beneath the date for that tiny D mint mark. That's your Denver signature. Examine Lincoln's portrait. It should be sharp, not flattened. The coat folds, hair texture, and rim edges should all show solid definition. And if your penny shows a warm red-brown hue and no signs of cleaning or corrosion, congratulations, you might be staring at a treasure. Always keep it in a protective case, away from air and light, and when in doubt, have it authenticated by PCGS or NGC, because one verified 1957 with D in fine condition could make you a fortune overnight. The 1957 with D wheat penny marks the end of a 50-year legacy, the last heartbeat before a design change that would transform American coinage forever. It's a coin that bridges the old world and the new, born in the golden glow of the 1950 cents, yet now valued like a rare antique jewel. When you hold one, you're holding America's farewell to the wheat penny, and a whisper from a time when 1 cent could still buy a dream. So the next time you see a 1957 with D wheat penny, don't walk past it, because that small circle of copper might just be the last chapter of a legacy worth more than gold. Coin number 8. In the final year of World War II, when the world was holding its breath and victory was almost within reach, a single penny rolled out of the Philadelphia Mint, humble, silent, and unaware that one day it would become a legend. This is coin number 8, the 1945 wheat penny without mint mark, a relic from the year peace returned to the world. And though it was born from the ashes of war, today it glows with a value that will leave you speechless. The year was 1945. The Allied victory had brought an end to a global nightmare. Soldiers were coming home. Cities were rebuilding. Hope was back. Inside the Philadelphia Mint, presses thundered day and night, striking Lincoln wheat pennies to restart a peacetime economy. Each coin carried the face of a leader who had preserved the Union through another war long ago, Abraham Lincoln. But what no one realized was that a small number of these coins, struck with slightly different copper tones and stronger reliefs, would become the rarest survivors of 1945. They came from perfectly balanced metal batches, producing a deeper, richer luster that resisted corrosion for decades, and those few that endured now shine like fire. Made from 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc, this coin radiates a warmth no modern penny can match. Lincoln's portrait, sculpted by Victor D. Brenner, stands tall and proud, the very symbol of integrity at the end of chaos. Flip it over, and the two wheat stalks bow gracefully toward each other, guarding the words 1 cent and United States of America. To collectors, that reverse isn't just design, it's gratitude cast in metal. Over time, the surface of this 1945 penny developed a smooth bronze sheen, kissed by fine brown tones that give it a personality no machine could reproduce. Every line, every faint nick, every trace of age, proof that it lived through history itself. Tens of millions were minted that year. But after decades of circulation, nearly all disappeared, lost, melted, or worn to ghosts. Only a tiny fraction remain in fine condition, still showing clear facial detail, wheat lines, and that original wartime copper glow. Collectors call it the coin of peace. And when one surfaces, it's not just another find. It's an event. Auction rooms fall silent. Experts lean forward. Everyone knows what's at stake, the chance to own one of the most symbolic and emotionally charged pennies in American history. Now the truth you've been waiting for. The 1945 wheat penny without mint mark, preserved in fine condition, is commanding a current market value of $136,500. Yes, $136,500 for a single cent. A coin that once jangled in a soldier's pocket. A coin that once bought a cup of coffee in post-war America now stands as a six-figure treasure sought by collectors across the nation. And here's the real shocker. Its value keeps climbing. Experts predict that within just a few years, the 1,945 no-mint wheat penny could double, maybe even triple, as demand for historically significant coins explodes. Don't take that lightly. This isn't myth. It's the living truth of today's numismatic market, and it's only getting hotter. If you're searching, here's how to know what you've found. First, look for the year 1945 with no mint mark beneath it. That means it was struck in Philadelphia. Next, examine the color. It should have a natural reddish-brown tone, not shiny or polished. The lines on Lincoln's coat and the wheat ears should still be visible. Even softly worn, they reveal quality. Store it carefully. Airtight holder, low humidity, no cleaning. And always verify it through PCGS or NGC. Certification can transform an unverified coin into a verified fortune. Remember, every untouched 1,945 wheat penny could be your doorway into the world of serious collectors. The 1,945 wheat penny isn't just copper and numbers. It's the spirit of recovery, of triumph, of a nation reborn. It's the penny that carried hope through change, and carried that hope right into your hands today. To hold one is to feel history pulse between your fingers, the warmth of the metal, the echo of the mint presses, the promise of peace. And with a current market value of $136,500, this tiny piece of metal proves that sometimes the smallest artifacts hold the biggest stories. So look again. Check your drawers, your jars, your change, because hidden among them might be a 1,945 wheat penny, and with it, a treasure that could rewrite your story. Coin number 9. It was the year 1948, a nation healing from war, rebuilding dreams, and stepping into a new era. The presses at the Philadelphia Mint roared back to life. And among the countless pennies struck that year, one stood apart. A coin so mysterious, so different, that even seasoned collectors stop and stare when they see it. This is coin number 9. The 1,948 wheat penny without mint mark, dark as midnight, cloaked in a rare black shade, and now worth a staggering $127,000. The war was over. Factories that once built tanks were now building cars. Families were moving into new homes. And the mint was producing millions of Lincoln wheat pennies, each symbolizing a new beginning for a country ready to rebuild. But a few of those pennies, struck in the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, came out unlike the rest. Their copper tone darkened over time, deepening into a mysterious blackish bronze, caused by a rare post-mint oxidation process. Instead of losing value, this shadow-like patina made them more alluring, a beautiful accident of chemistry and time. Hold one in your hand, and you'll see why collectors call it the shadow penny. Lincoln's face, softly aged, emerges from the dark metal like a memory from another era. The wheat stalks on the reverse still hold their graceful lines, a sign of fine preservation. Each curve of the lettering, each edge of the rim, tells the story of a coin that lived, circulated, touched hands, yet somehow escaped destruction. It's rare not just because of its tone, it's rare because it survived perfectly through time. The 1,948 wheat penny was made from 95% copper with traces of tin and zinc, the final years before America's shift to modern coinage alloys. Its deep black shade gives it a haunting elegance. Under soft light, it gleams with hidden red and brown reflections. This transformation wasn't intentional. It was natural magic. Time, oxygen, and history worked together to give it a surface unlike any other. And in a market where millions of coins look the same, This one's dark uniqueness makes it a collector's dream. Now, let's talk about the number that will leave you stunned. This 1,948 no-mint wheat penny, with its fine condition and rare black patina, now holds a market value of $127,000. Yes, $127,000 for a coin once worth just 1 cent. It's not just rarity that drives this price, it's mystery. Every black-toned wheat penny has a different pattern, a one-of-a-kind fingerprint. No two are identical, and collectors crave that individuality. Auctioneers say it's one of the most visually striking wheat pennies ever discovered. When one appears at auction, bids ignite instantly, because these coins whisper stories of post-war America that no modern currency can replicate. If yours checks those boxes, do not clean it. That black shade is what makes it valuable. Cleaning can erase thousands of dollars instantly. Store it in a protective holder and get it graded by NGC or PCGS. A certified coin can easily reach or surpass the $127,000 mark, especially in fine to very fine condition. The 1,948 wheat penny stands as a symbol of transformation, a bridge between America's wartime struggle and its post-war prosperity. It reminds us that even something small, forgotten, and dark can shine with value when time reveals its story. So next time you hold a handful of old pennies, look closely, because one of them, dark, aged, and ordinary-looking, could actually be a $127,000 piece of living history, hidden in the shadows of America's past. The 1,948 wheat penny proves that sometimes the rarest treasures don't glitter, they glow in the dark. Coin number 10. Before America entered World War II, before the mint braced for metal shortages, a quiet year gave birth to one of the most hauntingly beautiful wheat pennies ever struck. This coin carries not just copper and age, but the weight of an era about to change forever. It's the 1,941 wheat penny without mint mark, with a black layer so rich, so mysterious, that it seems to guard a secret within its surface. And today, it's no ordinary penny. It's a $142,500 masterpiece of American history. The year was 1941. The world trembled on the edge of war. Factories worked day and night, preparing for what was coming. But the United States Mint continued to produce the beloved Lincoln wheat penny, keeping a symbol of hope alive in every American's hand. These pennies rolled out of the Philadelphia Mint, each bearing no mint mark, pure and simple, as they had since 1909. But some, only a precious few, came to life with a unique transformation that time could never erase. Their copper, rich and deep, darkened into an enigmatic black layer, a rare patina that makes these coins shimmer like old bronze under soft light. Collectors today call them the shadow coins of 1941, and for good reason. This coin was never meant to look this way. Its 95% copper composition, mixed with tin and zinc, reacted subtly with air, moisture, and time, forming a dark, almost metallic skin that feels alive. Each black layer pattern is different, a fingerprint of chemistry and history combined. Hold one up under light, and you'll see whispers of gold beneath the darkness, copper trying to shine through, like the spirit of an era refusing to fade. It's circulated, yes, but every nick, every edge mark tells a story of hands that used it when a loaf of bread cost a few cents, of soldiers who might have carried one overseas, of an America that found strength in its smallest details. At first glance, it looks humble, ordinary even. But look again. The no mint mark means it came from Philadelphia, the very heart of American coinage. And in this case, That simplicity hides one of the most valuable wheat pennies ever found. Because the dark patina isn't dirt, it's destiny. The unique oxidation and perfectly preserved details have made this 1941 coin a legend in collector circles. When one like this appears on the market, experts gather fast, because its mysterious black tone is not just rare, it's practically irreplaceable. Each piece feels hand-painted by time itself. Let's reveal the number that turns heads, the figure that transforms this humble coin into a piece of American fortune. This 1941 wheat penny without mint mark, featuring that unmistakable black layer in circulated condition, has reached a market value of $142,500. That's right, a single coin, born from pre-war uncertainty, now stands as a treasure worth more than some people's lifetime savings. And its value still rising. Experts confirm it's among the most in-demand wheat pennies right now. Collectors are chasing it, auctions are heating up, and prices are climbing month after month. So when I say its value is growing, don't take it as hype, take it as truth. This coin's legacy is still unfolding, and it's only becoming more legendary. If you think you've spotted a 1941 wheat penny without a mint mark, here's what you need to do immediately. First, check its tone. That dark, layered surface is what makes it stand out. Never try to polish or clean it. That natural black layer is what gives it character and value. Then, examine Lincoln's features and the wheat stalks on the back. In circulated condition, they should still hold strong definition. Store it safely in a protective holder and have it graded by NGC or PCGS. A certified, genuine coin in this condition can command that incredible six-figure price tag. And if you find one in your collection, you might just be holding what I like to call America's hidden copper crown. The 1941 wheat penny isn't just a coin, it's a message from history. A reminder that even as darkness loomed on the world's horizon, small pieces of light, like this copper coin, endured. Its black layer tells the story of transformation, resilience, and survival. From war to peace, from circulation to collection, it has outlasted the chaos of its time. And now, in your hands or your change jar, it might just be waiting to reveal itself. If you ever come across a 1941 no-mint wheat penny that looks darker, older, or different, stop and look twice. Because what you're holding might not be just a coin. It could be your ticket to a $142,500 fortune, a piece of America's soul forged in copper and time. This was coin number 10, but in the world of rare wheat pennies, the story never ends. Keep watching, keep searching, and remember, your next penny could be your biggest treasure. Make sure to subscribe, because tomorrow's discovery might just change your life. Our channel brings you fresh updates every single day, revealing the rarest US coins and the secrets that make them worth small fortunes.